Here are your Court News Ohio top stories in 5 minutes. A Canton man convicted of murdering his 2 young children and their maternal grandmother in 2009 appealed his death penalty sentence on December 11th to the Ohio Supreme Court. Attorneys for James Mamone III argued that Mamone did not receive a fair and impartial trial. One of Mamone's attorneys, Angela Miller, also said that Mamone's trial attorneys were ineffective during the jury selection process because they did not adequately ask potential jurors about their views on the death penalty and whether they could consider alternative options.
I'm asking the court to find that the trial court erred in failing to remove pro-death and jurors who were unable to consider life options, and in the alternative, ineffective assistance of counsel for failing to remove those jurors.
The state argued the defense counsel used 9 preemptory challenges where they could remove prospective jurors from the case, and that Mamone had an impartial jury.
The jury was very attuned to the mitigating factors, to the aggravating circumstances, and all promised that they could give Mr. Mamone a fair trial. And in fact, he did receive a fair trial.
Look for coverage of the decision in this case on courtnewsohio.gov. The Ohio Supreme Court Commission on Continuing Legal Education on December 13th issued sanctions for 195 attorneys who failed to comply with their CLE requirements from the past reporting period. The sanctioned attorneys will be required to complete any deficient CLEs, and most also will be required to pay a sanction ranging from $55 to $750, depending on the degree of noncompliance. Attorneys are required to complete a minimum of 24 CLE hours every 2 years, while judges are required to complete a minimum of 40 CLE hours every 2 years. Ohio's attorneys and judges are split into 2 groups according to their last names for reporting purposes. The issued sanctions do not impact the obligation for A through L attorneys to comply with CLE requirements for the biannual compliance period that ends December 31st, 2013. Attorneys and judges with the last names beginning with A through L must report their CLE hours by January 31st, 2014.
Weeks before the big unveiling, electricians installed giant snowflakes and light strands to wrap the entire Licking County Courthouse in light for the holiday season.
This year marks the 65th annual lighting of the holiday courthouse here in Licking County at Christmas time.
Jay Barker, president of the Courthouse Lighting Committee, leads the community fundraising effort to continue the holiday tradition in downtown Newark.
The original lighting of the courthouse was just some clear strands of bulbs that came from the tower to the roof line. Then in 1949, the local Merchants Association, led by the chamber leadership, decided they thought they could do something different, bring some colored lights into the picture. From the beginning, it was about bringing people together across the community into downtown Newark.
1, 2, 3,
We get letters every year from people who come to courthouse lighting. They came as little children, they've brought their children, and now they're coming with grandchildren. And it's about capturing that Americana, that spirit of the holiday season that brings people back.
It's a tradition shared by courthouses across Ohio. Around the Guernsey County Courthouse are lifelike figures representing scenes from Victorian society. More than 44,000 lights strung on the front of the courthouse shine bright during the holiday season. They also keep pace to the beat of the music.
They're controlled by a computer, 469 separate circuits. There's 56 minutes of music in every hour, all original, different.
Joel Lasigo of AVC Communications coordinates the team that brings the show to life.
We have 60 scenes in every window of the courthouse on the front face. We have lights that literally outline the courthouse from top to bottom, including the clock tower.
The light show draws in people by the busloads, and Lasigo says there's been a positive economic impact on the businesses in downtown Cambridge. But he says the best part is the reaction from the crowd.
It's incredible to watch the kids dancing, to the music, and the adults, tapping their feet, and the folks that come back literally night after night to see the show.
That's a look at Court News Ohio's top stories. Visit courtnewsohio.gov for the latest headlines on Ohio's courts. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter.